Hello everyone, my name is FlareBlitzed here and welcome back to Uneven Dream. In the last time, we went through this red and white door. This time today though, we're going to go through this bluish purple door. And we shall begin our descent into this horror sea vibing feel. God, that was a bad start by me. So what are these things over here? I'm glad everyone's liked the previous episode, because these games are pretty special. These kind of games have always got a special place in our hearts, just because of the enigmatic nature that they are, but also because you don't find them anywhere else. This dream landscape of infinite possibilities throughout this place. Yes. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Hope everyone has been taking care of themselves during these difficult times. I know I've been. What have we got over here? A lot of writings on the floor, which is nice. Hedges. Can't really talk to these guys. Not at this point in time, maybe. Maybe if we had a weapon, we could. I thought there was something there, but it was just the background. The background made it look like it was sparkling. That was the thing. I wonder if one of these hedges are unique and you can actually go into them. Actually, looking at them, they look like they have a very small door to them. So like if you were minimized, you could be able to go inside the hedge. We're giants, and these hedges have homes to lots of very little people. Is that a door? I thought so. It's a gateway to the other side, a more limited side, path-wise at least. But when it comes to the vastness of space, it is definitely bigger. Ooh. Ah, maybe it's one of these labyrinths where it's a maze and you have to go about your ways to try and find the correct sequence of doors. Lovely. Also like the background, it looks like a void that's going into the center. Oh, we're up here. I was thinking, where are we on the screen? But we're at the very top of the screen there. Lovely days. Absolutely lovely days. Today in Britain, it's been very wet. It's been very wet weather indeed. Anybody else who lives in the UK will probably have a similar experience, unless you live very, very far up north, and then it might just be cloudy. Or you'll get rain on your way. Definitely came from France and Spain in that area, the rain did. Oh dear, looks like a radioactive place if you ask me. Look at all this radioactive gloop on the floor. Maybe it is just a swamp, but the bubbles do indicate to me that there is some sort of radioactive sludge on the floor. Bloop sludge. I'm gonna go with sludge actually. Sludge is like a poisonous thing anyways. Depends on the substance itself. But what on earth are these flying things up here? No idea whatsoever. Looking forward to the release of Rebel Clash in the next few days. That set looks like it has some pretty awesome Pokemon cards in them. I know it's completely irrelevant towards this, but these are the kind of games where it has more room for conversations to be opened up. Not from the game itself, but from the personnel who is recording. So that set has a few really expensive cards in them, and what I've done, and thankfully the shop I buy my cards from gave moi a bit of a discount on single cards, is I've literally just bought all of the most expensive cards that you can buy by using a 10% off code, which means that however much I pay for them, I get 10% off. So I just bought all the most expensive cards just in case I can't be able to pull one from several booster boxes, and then that covers me for the most expensive cards that you can buy. So that's both of the secret rare bosses orders, Elder Goss full art, secret boss full art, and a few more secret rares like Frostmoth, Big Charm, and there's a few I can remember. Anyways, back to Yume Nikki. Oh, we've already been there. So what else is in this place aside just that? I'm just wondering right now. Now I'm planning to open 2 booster boxes along with an elite trainer box when the set comes out and when I get my package. So that'll be very, very fun. A different video, but during these times I'd like to be able to diverse my content just a little bit more into an area which I fondly have a lot of memories in my childhood of. So collecting cards, playing Pokemon games and stuff like that. Okay. Looks like a praying mantis, however you want to call one of those things. Looks like you could do something with it. Or maybe to go around it, okay. Is that the thing? I think you might need to do something towards one of its opening points. Like stab it if we had a knife, which we were deceived at the last time around. But there's definitely something that you can do in here. Like there's definitely a point towards this room. But I don't have the effect on me to be able to do what is that's required. So that's the thing. Hold on. Okay, I literally thought that took me to a different part of this area rather than just a few feet away, if you get what I mean. So what was your first ever Yume Nikki Fangame? I say Yume Nikki Fangame because realistically Yume Nikki is the first one that we ever played of its type, because we'd have to get into it somehow. I think mine was Dot Flow, and to this day that still is a top 3 fan game because of its horror aspects about it. Like when you combine dark and horror together, you can create a pretty powerful story oriented game. Not like jump scares and all like that. Not cheap jump scares that just fill the screen up. I'm talking about the atmosphere, the intensity within the story itself. I think so anyways. Like, there are certain genres which go really well together. Like, let's say, mystery and fantasy. I think those two go really well together because fantasy in itself is a kind of a mystery. Like, it doesn't even exist, so therefore, it doesn't exist in real life, so how would you be able to make it into something that people can understand while at the same time being fictional? Obviously the format in itself is something that is projected into a form of unrealism. Just trying to find the right word. But at the same time it still has the psychological effect that if you happen to have something similar in your life happen to you, then you can kind of understand it even though the process of it is different. So hopefully that makes some sense out of that. I'm not getting very far in this place, so I might need to go back. Oh gosh, I'm going around in circles. I swear at least 3 of the doors I've been in, the past 3 doors have been back door. I don't want that. I like to be able to visit other places in this radioactive sludge hole. Come on now. Come on now. Is this it? Is this the same one? Okay, cool. So we're back here. So let's see where we can go if we go into an... Like, I think this place is pretty linear, even though it looks like a maze. I think it is definitely linear. It's just quite a long journey throughout this pink-black dimension. It is pink and black. Those are the the two main colours. Primary colours are just red, blue, and yellow. Or if you're an artist, then the primary colours are red, blue, and green. Well, that's what I was taught now, anyways. I prefer universally that it is red, blue, and yellow. So it was that way that I went. What about this way? I don't think I've been this way, though. Unless I'm mistaken. But I don't think I've been this way before in this part of the Dreamer's Head. Yeah, I'm giving it a very generic. Yeah, I've been here. Oh, what? I can walk here? Well, that's definitely new. I did not expect that, but I didn't expect that, but at the same time, this didn't lead anywhere. So are there other gaps in this plane of infinity like that? Like, you can very, very faintly see the path itself on the screen. It is incredibly faint, so I'm just going to enable my mouse right now. Do you see this area up here? There's like a very narrow, no, not very narrow, but it's a very, very faint path. Like, if you can see this black blob here, purple blob, some of the pixels on it is slightly lighter than the rest, and that's not including the slightly lighter particles that are on the that's on the black blob. Anyways, moving on. I was just trying to get a point, but that didn't quite translate very well. Let's see what is up here. I've already been up here. Going across there, nothing up there. What's this individual doing? You're not going to grab me and chuck me down into the planes of affinity, are you? Hope not. Nope, that's what you would call a barrier. A path blocker. For passability terms, that is something which we cannot walk over. And now we're back here. Oh, it's just the background. I'm thinking, is it darker in here, or is it just me? It's just definitely me, okay? So vertically, this part of the dream is limited, but horizontally, it is unlimited. As you can see, the gate's right there again. Not getting very far, if I must say so myself. Like the exploration, very good. And the past episode as well was really good. Especially when we go into those sewer industry areas. But this one, though, it's just exploration without any chances of getting something. The effects have been evading us. Evading. Not invading. I think that's like the opposite term of evading, invading. Invading is making yourself known. Evading is making yourself unknown. Right, there's nothing here. How far south can we go before the path becomes a bit more blocked? I think it's just these pools right here that are blocked off, and these NPCs are going to be a bit of a hazard. Come on. No. X. This is what happens when you place NPCs that are too close to one another. They can kind of block the path, but that is sometimes something that is out of control. You would think that going between these two would cause something to happen, but nope. Let's see what's down here then. Any hidden doors down here? Like the one at top? Or am I just hallucinating? Yeah, well, there's the door. Yeah, I'm gonna try and visit another world just to see what's over there. Because at the moment, I'm not really finding anything in terms of what to find. Oh, okay. An iron door. And a world that is probably going to be infinite. Sort of an eye-looking object there. I would think that both dreamers would dream of different realities inside their dream. Like that looks like a hand. The thumb at the back. What are you down there? I can't tell if you're a worm or something else. Another eye. There's the door, so my strategy in handling one of these scenarios is to go a screen's worth of spaces to the right. And then we're going to continue going down so it covers all of our bases, I believe. Seeing everything that this dimension has to offer. What's over here? Oh, hello, can I interact with you? I can interact with you, but you don't give us anything. Okay. That is absolutely fine. A puddle of water, that would be. What about you? Well, if there's a particular one that gives us something. Oh. That's a different one. A pond of 4. Of 3, I mean. A pond of 3. A pond of 4. There's a hand again. That is not one of those. I already said it last time. Here's a different hand. Looks like this one's tied together with several elastic bands. Okay, let's go down this way then. Another one there. Okay, I think we're back at the pond, so we're going to go another screen's worth of spaces to the right and then go down again. This pond is a bit wider than I thought. Maybe there are more than 3 specimens inside here that requires to be within the pond. So it's another one of those eerie worlds, but at the same time we don't need a light source to be able to see where we're going. Because that is the case in some of these worlds where you do require a light source to be able to traverse through it properly. I mean, you can still traverse through it, but you can't really see where you're going. Right, let's go another screen's worth of spaces this way and then go down. But so far, we're not a good team far. What about this one here? Nope. Nope, nope. And nope. Pretty interesting, but nope. That's a good one right there. A little good, if I must say so myself. Right, there's a pond again. There's a different pond. It's just got you in it. Ooh, here's a different hand. But looks like it would hold something. Like you walk through it and it's a different dimension altogether. But I don't think that's the case, no. Not at all. So either there is something in here and I'm completely daft, or it's very well hidden. Because I am not finding anything in here so far. Is that a different pond? Am I just seeing things again? I get that this is a collaborative project and maybe everything in here is not complete so far. But it's definitely devoid of any effects so far. Still on the cusp right there about that. Here's the same pond again. What on earth do we do with that, honestly? Another view over here, then go down. Maybe I'm going too far. Maybe Maybe I need to take fewer steps to the right. Oh, here's something drastically different. It looks like an Uber. But I'm not getting anything. Like I'm pressing enter. Pressing enter. Not that one. What about Z? Nope. Nothing at all. There'd be an off chance that my enter button's not working on the keyboard, but that's not the case. Oh, hello. This definitely looks like a door, and if it's not a door, okay, good, it is a door. Lighthouse. There's a nice looking lighthouse right there. Very ominous. Okay, this is a radioactive area. I thought the other one was, with all the green sludge over everywhere, but this is definitely radioactive territory. Power plants. Those pistons going up and down. And these barrels which are filled with what quite possibly be uranium. But knowing games, yellow barrels are safe barrels. They don't explode when you shoot them. It's the red ones which are dangerous. If you shoot a red barrel, that will burst into flames and explode. Brutal. Yellow barrel. Oh, this is a different looking barrel. What this? That looks like you need something to be able to... Our first effect, yeah boy. Turn into dark matter that powers machines. Okay. Oh, okay. So you can go over certain areas then with this. Ah, that's handy. Very handy. I kind of like that actually. That's a neat machine right there. A neat effect. Well, at this point, I like any effect because they are sporadic throughout the game. Or it's just me being silly. That is also a strong possibility. Here we go, here's another one. Lovely, and then over here. Were we here before? No. Flare, stop asking so many questions, just play the game. Just play the game, me. How dare you question yourself? Do you know who I am? I'm somebody anyways. Oh, this is a one-way trip. We can't go back. Okay, so we need to find our way through this maze then, I assume. Oh. What the? Oh, it's getting darker. Oh, hi there. You're a big baby. I can't move. Ooh. So we're back here then. Lovely. Lovely dovely. So that's the purpose of that. It's an exit point only. Excellent. Truly excellent. Went all the way through there, and I'm very proud of myself, and I'm proud of you guys as well for sticking with us. Right, there's nothing else here. The red and white world was very large, but those past two were quite small, or maybe there is definitely more to them. Ah, a fiery jungle. Definitely is fiery. And because of all the water around with the singing vines, makes it feel like a jungle. Hello. Can I power you using my dark matter abilities? Okay, this is a labyrinth. This is the labyrinth that I was going on about. That area is still under construction. How dare you put something like that down? I want to explore this. The area beyond this point is currently under construction. Of course it is. Goodness sakes. They always have these in every incomplete Yume Nikki game. some point to tell you, no, you could go this way, but we haven't finished it yet, so you can't. Oh, dear me, I'm going to, oh, how do we get up there? How do we say hello? I want to say hello. You okay, friend? I mean, I don't know what you look like, but I'm sure you're pure on the inside. Doesn't matter how ugly you perceive yourself on the outside, I bet you're beautiful on the inside. And that's all that matters, is that you're beautiful on the inside. Doesn't matter what others perceive you as, and it doesn't matter how you perceive yourself at, because you're the only one of you. And remember that. There will only ever be one of you. Once you go away, there is no chance of your individuality ever coming back. And when we inspire to try and be like other people, our own individuality is then not looked upon. Not disappeared or cast away, but it's not visible. Like it's trying to hide itself to become somebody else. And for people who are unhappy about themselves, then I can kind of get that. Like, you're unhappy with yourself, but you look at some other person, you think, wow, I want to be more like them. I'm not sure what to say about that. Okay, another one of these. The area beyond this point is currently under construction. Lovely days. Anyways, back on topic. I really am not sure on what advice I can give to people who feel like their individuality is not something to be taken positively at. Like, I'm not too sure really. The only thing I can say in that kind of scenario is just try and do something that diverts your attention away. Try and look up a new hobby or something like that. Try and do new things in life. I know we're all currently under quarantine, but there's still so much on the internet that you can look at that doesn't mean that you can leave the house. I'm not very good with advice, especially when it comes to keeping a conversation going. Like, there's always a lot of short words, or a short amount of words in my sentences, and then the sentences themselves just come to a close. And I'd rather just keep the ball going rather than always starting a new ball. I think that's one of my weaknesses in life. Like, one of my biggest weaknesses is being able to hold a conversation. Like, I'm always good with like, hello, how are you? Hope you're doing well. What do you think of the weather? Stuff like that. But it's keeping a conversation going. It's not being sidetracked through a conversation is possibly one of my biggest weaknesses. And I don't know really on how to fix that. I don't say fix, but make it easier for myself to be able to hold a conversation together with the people that I know in life, so that I feel that I can be a bit more, not accepted, but I'm easier to approach. Even though right now I'm trying to do that, but at the same time I still feel very restricted in what I'm saying, what I'm doing. I'm doing this while playing a video game, but at the moment it's the only thing I can really think of at this point in time to keep the conversation going is oh, hold on. An event. It changed our clothing. Ah, we can't even go to the menu. It definitely is an event of sorts. Definitely a flashing episode, I must say so myself. But not that kind of flashing. Sudden lights and whatnot. We got ourselves a box as an effect. Now we can be like Solid Snake, hide in a box to return to Benet. Ooh. Definitely useful. Heck yeah, let's Solid Snake our way back into the realms in which we know. Excuse me. There are currently no maps created for this area. Okay, no maps currently created for that area. No maps for that area. But there is for this area though. Lovely. Lovely dovely. So I wonder how many maps there will be in total once the game has been finalized. As in, the developers behind this collaborative project feel that they are satisfied with what they have. As long as the drive is there, the creativity will always be there. When you have drive, you have a lot with it. Okay, what about up this way? Horizontally infinite, but what about vertically? I imagine if I was like speaking to another person, then the conversation might be a bit easier to try and form, because then you're given a question or a phrase or something like that from another person to be able to ask by. But when you're on your own, it is kind of weird just talking to yourself. Well, I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to all of you guys, but at the same time, if you're in my situation where you're just simply talking to a webcam, then would you think that's a little bit weird psychologically? Like, you're not talking to anybody else physically whilst recording it, but at the same time, I am talking to a lot of other people. Have you ever felt that? Like, if you ever wanted to become a content creator yourself that involves talking a lot, then... Ooh. A door here, then wouldn't it feel a bit bizarre that you're essentially talking to... What's the right word for it? But you're talking to a bunch of hardware. Talking to a bunch of hardware that is then converted into software and then converted into something that other people can see and watch. And once again, that's one of my problems, keeping a conversation going. I can only find a few words to put in a conversation, and then the conversation just dies down. Like, if anybody gave me advice on how to start a conversation, I would be like, you're talking to the wrong person. Like, I am not one of these people that can keep a conversation going at all. Like, if I look over the weather and see how the weather is, it's very gloomy at the moment, with a few spots of rain. Like, that kind of sentencing. Like, I can't really go into greater depths because I don't know how to. Ooh. Excuse me? I walked all the way here for that to happen? Like, this area is under construction at the same time it's not? Right. We have a box, right? Let's go back and see what we can do. We might have to go into the other person's dream at this point, because at this point, I have no means of being able to go about this place. So there's still this door. A lot of these doors seem to have this same design, this kind of generic iron door. Here's something. Nope, there's a lot of them. I thought that was the only one and that would lead you somewhere else. Lovely. Excuse me for that. So there's that door. Big going here. If people are wondering, like, where's the rest of my Grimm's Horror Let's Play, or the rest of my Protective Clothing Let's Play, but then they're on their way. I just need to fathom out on how to proceed to all the endings in Grimm's Hollow, and how to advance further into the game of Protective Clothing. Because that, to me, is an incredibly hard game to try and solve. Like the puzzles are very... the clues are not really there, you need to fathom them out yourself, and I'm not one who particularly likes that. Like, you're not given any hints, you're not given any clues, like everything around you is just like one very, very minor clue as to what you're supposed to be doing. Oh, I thought that was the case. TV here. What? What are you trying to do to me by doing that? Okay, you can't turn it back on. You can't turn the TV back on. Maybe that was my error. Oh, hold on. Are you gonna... Whoa. Whoa. Well, that's just dumb, isn't it? For goodness sakes, me. Right, let's go back into a box and try that one again. If I can get back to that point. Like, I need a function that allows me to run faster if I'm going to be able to dodge all them. But I'm glad I got a box, otherwise I have to wake myself up. So would it matter if I turn the TV off? Excuse me for yawning. The coffee I had is expiring. I do like the background though. Sort of like a very... Sorry, sort of like it has a tribal language or tribal symbol upon it. My words are all over the place today, and I don't know why. Let's see what's down here. Cool, there's that. Oh, Yume. It is currently 7:05 in the early evening. And I don't know why I'm... Oh, there's a bus! Let's go inside the bus. Let's go on a journey, shall we, please? Do it the correct change mode for the bus. I hope we do... Oh, it's another TV! It's a cliff of the sorts. I know that's not set. I didn't set them. Maybe I should. It's like a quick access to effects. We got fast forward. This sounds promising. Speed up movement. I like that. Yeah, boy. We can do so much more now that we have more speed. Although nowadays I'm gonna look like a Windows Media Player going about this game. Cool beans. Hopefully now we'll be able to get more things done because we can get to more places quickly. And I like speed as a matter of fact. Another thing as well is that you could probably get... No, you can most definitely get that from the first moment you download the game. You just simply need to go through that world, go through that, go to the Nexus, go into the one of the top left doors, then explore around until you find that bus, and then go into it. Job done. So there's that door. Was there anything else within the realm which I was confiscated at? That's different. That's a bit different. Like, that makes a little noise. Let's go through it. We're actually quite distorted on that version. Excuse me again. So we've gone from 0 effects to 3 effects within one episode. I'm quite happy with that, to be honest. I'm not sure why I'm not all there today, folks. Usually I'm pretty awake, but for some reason I'm feeling quite tired. It's not like I'm not feeling well. I've been sleeping quite well recently, but just feeling tired. And I went out for a little walk today. Didn't see anybody, so that's a good thing. I'm just feeling generally tired. And I don't have an answer as to why that is the case. Maybe opening the window would be nice, but it is being a bit chillier than of late. Nothing else at this point in time. Nothing else so far. I remember there being those 2 green cones that we can go through, but I can't find them so far. Stop yawning! There we go, that's the one. That is most certainly the one. Yeah, exactly the same thing. I was probably thinking about different things. But I wonder if we did need to turn the TV off first before you can go on the bus. I don't know. We're going to leave it off here for today, folks. I don't think there's anything else within this Nexus. We've been looking around for ages now. Not ages, but for a little bit of time. And actually, to wake up, you need to press 9. Press 9 3 times to call for emergencies. Right. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. I'm really sorry that I felt a bit... if I looked a bit droopy in this episode. But sometimes that's how the dice rolls. So, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see each other's in the next time of Uneven Dream. Have a wonderful day and take care of yourselves.